We talked to Sanjay Nath, the managing partner at Blume Ventures. Blume Ventures recently closed its second fund at $60 million. We really asked Sanjay about what kind of themes they will be investing in going forward. Remember, Blume's portfolio includes the likes of Ola, Grey Orange, Healthify Me, and many more. Let's listen into what Sanjay Nath had to say.
We've already started investing, committed about 40 to 50% of this fund already. Broad sectors again remain the same, B2C and then B2B. I think on the B2C side, we'll have a focus on more of the enablers, right, or facilitators, which is logistics, payments, fintech, which is more than just pure marketplaces, more than B2C marketplaces. We're actually very excited about B2B also. Even in B2B, where Fund 1 and a lot of the funds invested mainly in SaaS, enterprise SaaS, we're doing a lot of deeper tech sectors. So if you look at like Zenetics in IoT, we had Locus in supply chain, routing. We're going to do a lot of, or Tricog right now, which is healthcare, embedded. We're going to look at a lot of sectors which are beyond, let's say, pure SaaS. We'll do SaaS, but we feel that B2B is much beyond that.
Right. I don't know why, but investors always seem to operate in a herd. So last year it was pretty much all hyperlocal and commerce. This year it's been all about fintech, all about SaaS. So are we again staring at a bubble at this point? And what is the next big thing to really interest investors going forward?
I think you use the interesting term of bubble. I'd use a different term. There was over-investment in certain sectors. Right. You look at food tech. We had Runner, right, which is now part of Tiny Owl. Rather bought Tiny Owl, and it's actually a combined entity together. But if you look at food tech as a space, we stayed away from it entirely, right? In that sense, there was certainly a bubble in food tech. We had 50 companies. I'd say that I think now there is more sanity in the market, where valuations have sort of become more realistic, both at right from the seed to A to B, and of course at late stage levels. Yes, I think the goal of a VC should actually be to be ahead of the wave as opposed to catching the wave at the same time. So I think people, because VCs have actually made a lot of bets, their new investments have been looked at more scrutiny. And I won't say that it's going to become a bubble again at all. In fact, I think if you look at where the investments are going, they're going to very interesting spaces. If you look at our new fund, Blume 2, we've done 2 in healthcare, and we had not done anything in Fund 1 at all, healthcare tech, right? We've done Tricog and Healthify Me. So I think these are needed sectors. Look at logistics also. Look at edutech, for example. We've done An Academy, Pagal Guy, Flip Class. So I won't call it a bubble. I'd just say that certain sectors saw overinvestment.
Right.
And I think this,
Right. Finally, Sanjay, a lot of talk about how the enabling infrastructure for India-specific problems is, gaining ground with Aadhaar and India Stack and all that. So are we seeing a lot of startups that are, leveraging India Stack, leveraging UPI, Aadhaar, and will you look at investing a lot in this area going forward?
Sure. If you look at the India Aspiration Fund, we're also beneficiaries. They've invested in Blume. If you look at the UPI and look at, I think there's also an initiative called Invest India, right? A gentleman Karan is involved with that. I think what's really interesting is they're partnering with startups, and we need to do that much more. All our fintech startups, for example, do a session with what is the impact of UPI. Let's just say in logistics, do a session with what is the impact of GST on warehouses, on goods. So I think the answer is yes. If we are going to back more India-specific startups, then we should leverage the infrastructure and the initiatives that are taking place. So I think that's starting to happen. We're seeing more outreaches from corporations and fintech, for example, trying to work closely with, like you look at Mr. Nandan Nilekani, right, getting involved with startups, getting more involved between what's the impact of financial inclusion and fintech. I think Karthik was chairing a fintech panel in the morning. So I think we're going to see we're going to see much more collaboration between, let's say, the corporates, the startup sector, and the government.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.